Hey everybody, welcome back to Glen's Garage. And it's been a while since I posted, but today is a special day. We are heading up to pick up a new project car to bring back to the garage here and work on. It's going to be an epic project. It's a cool car, and guys, come along with me and we're going to do a whole series of posts documenting the whole project, bringing this car back to life and back to the glory it should have. So let's go and see what we got. Okay, so I actually have the car home now, so I can show it to you. It is a 1986 Nissan 300 ZX Turbo. So I did have plans to do a video of me picking it up and then videos driving it back home, because I picked it up about 60 miles, 100 kilometers away, but I got so busy getting it registered in my name, putting the temporary permit on it to drive it home and everything, that I just didn't get around to it. So this is your first look at it. Super excited to have this car. Going to do a walk around now, show you what we got and kind of walk through maybe what my plans are for it. And yeah, this is an awesome car. All right, so it does not get any more 1980s than this. Pop-up headlights, T-bar roof, and a digital dash inside. Absolutely awesome. So, tell you a little bit about the car. It's an 86, like I said. The guy I bought it from, he owned it for, I believe, about 13 years. It spent the last, almost 5 years, I guess, in storage. The last date that was on the plates he had was 18, so that was the last year it was on the road. So it's been in indoor storage since then. So I guess that's one of the reasons I was a little nervous bringing it back, is I didn't know how old the fuel was. I didn't know, were the electronics all going to wake up and come back to life, or the brakes sticking or anything. But I've got to say, it was a 100-kilometer trip and it didn't miss a beat. It ran awesomely. Now, my other big concern was the timing belt. I had no idea how old that is or when it was done. I'm hoping it was done at around 60,000 miles, 100,000 kilometers. The car currently has 170 on it, but on the off chance it wasn't, I took it real easy coming home. The last thing I want to do is shred the belt on an interference motor. So anyway, 300ZX Turbo. This is the Z31 version, came out between 84 and 89, and this is loaded. It's got, I think it's got just about every option you could have. We've got the washers there. We've got the turbo wheels, which pretty sure I'm going to end up changing to something else, and I'll keep them for somebody. T-bar roof, of course, leather interior, but we'll look at that in a minute. I'm going to keep going around the outside first here. We got the rear spoiler, which is in need of some help here. I'm not sure what's happened, but it's sort of come loose here, so we're going to have to do something with that. It does appear to be an OEM one. Anyway, we'll sort that. Back bumper needs some paint. It's gotten bumped here and cracked, so we'll be repainting the back bumper. We'll be repainting in here where the license plate goes. These will all get polished up. Supposed to have a power antenna. I'm not sure I'm going to do anything with that. I'll probably just renew this with a newer version of one of these. The trim outside, of course, all needs redoing and refinishing, but it's all there. These rub strips are factory, but I don't particularly like them, and I'm hoping they're just stuck on so I can remove them, because it's a much cleaner looking car without those on it. Now we'll sort that. We know this mirror was replaced, so it's going to have to be sanded and prepped and refinished. I thought probably do it black. I'm not decided whether this should be black or white yet. Anyway, we'll sort that. 86 got the side skirts, which came off the, I believe, the 85 anniversary edition. The wheels are the same as the anniversary edition, except the inserts are gray instead of gold. So yeah, it gets those. It gets a unique front lip on it. That is turbo specific. So I believe 86 was the last year of the separate halogen headlight and then the fog light. Of course, the great Z badge. There is, as you can see here, there is no rust on this car at all. It's absolutely amazing. I'm on Vancouver Island, for those of you who haven't watched some of my other videos, and we are fortunate that our winters are extremely mild and salt use is minimal. And that's one of the blessings. This car appears to have spent its life out here. And you know, there's the odd little spot I have to do, but they're just like maybe stone chips or something. But and look at the doors and the door sills. There's absolutely nothing. There is no rust here at all. The wheel arches. So that's absolutely epic for me. Interior wise, this is where the big letdown. She's worn out in here. Obviously got to do seats. I mean, there's no question. You have to do those. Steering wheel is worn out. Trim pieces all need some refinishing. Got to do something with that shift knob. The back carpet going to have to be replaced for sure. We do have the bags for the T-tops, the original factory bags, which is excellent. The trim, of course, is all going to have to be dealt with. The speaker covers. These seats are amazing. They got all the inflatable bags down in all these different places here with the buttons on the side here. And then it lets it out. And then, of course, it's power down here. Headrest moves around. Just, I mean, very much in line with what Toyota was doing at the time with the Supra. Power windows, of course, with pop-up headlights. So yeah, there is a lot of work to do inside. A lot of the trim is here, but it's a little tired. It's lived a life. It's 37 years of living. Don't have the factory stereo here. I don't know what I'm going to do about that yet. They seem to be hard to come by because that's a digital one. I'm going to guess it had the equalizer in it and the cassette, and I would really like that. It doesn't have the lid for the armrest here in the console. So I'm going to have to find one of those. I'm probably going to end up having to get one and dye it to the burgundy. Not my favorite color, but it screams 80s, so I'm going to keep it and bring it back to life. We have a little work to do up on the headliner at the back of the T-bar here, so we'll take that down and re-adhere that properly and all that good stuff. But yeah, I mean, when you look at, there's no dent repair or anything. I mean, that shine is basically original, so it needs a cut and polish and everything else, but other than that, it's effectively a survivor out here. One of the other things, these tires are old as the hills. They're very, very cracked, so I was very cautious driving it home. Came down the island highway, the old island highway, which is the coastal highway where I could go slow, pull over, let people pass, because the last thing I wanted was these tires to fail, and I didn't really want to have to rush out and grab a set of tires just to be able to move it. Because again, like I said, I'm not totally sure what I'm doing with the wheels. For sure I'll be keeping hold of these, but I might put another set on. These are 16, probably a 17, maybe an 18 on here. Not going to be doing fender flares or anything. In fact, in 86, it got the arches flared more, much like where the turbo was, so I'm happy with that. Alright, so I'll go inside here. I'm not going to start it at the moment here, but there's the dash. How epically cool is this? Just screams 1980s Japanese. So I've got the digital dash. I got a compass over here. I have an accelerometer, G's here. Just epic. And so many little buttons for absolutely everything, which is clearly what it was like in the 80s. I recall I was there. So, and then you got the pods of buttons down the side here on either side. They're all complete. The dash is in remarkably good. I mean, 37 years old. You get 10 and 15-year-old dashes these days that don't look that good. This is just awesome how well that dash has stood up. And, you know, most of it's here. It needs, you know, this is all going to have to be re-dyed and redone. This is going to have to be all refinished, but that's the project. And I love looking out over that hood with the hood bulge there, the long hood. It's just so fun to drive. It's everything seems a little smaller, a little less bulky than it is in today's cars, a little more finesse with it. All right, under the hood, where all the power happens. All right, so this is the turbo version of their 3.6 liter. Turbo is down there. So, you know, it's fuel injected, a lot of old vacuum hoses and complexities like that, a lot of emission stuff here. So you got to go back in the 80s. We were just starting to get into computers. There is no OBD2 or I think even OBD1 hookup on this car. So it's when computers were in their infancy. But again, I mean, you look at the hood here, there is zero rust. These things on most cars would be all rotted out. Nothing at all. The sound blanket's a little tatty there. We'll either remove it or find one. Probably end up removing it. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, it's just, it ran good. It didn't miss a beat. It started right up. The brakes seem good. You do have, for some reason, this appears to be an NA or a non-turbo cylinder head cover on this side. It's got the turbo one on this side, and of course the cover on the top, looking a little past its sell-by date, so they're all going to be coming off and they're going to be redone in crinkle paint, polished up properly. I am missing the AC compressor, apparently not the guy I bought it from, but the person before him took it off. I'm guessing it's seized. I can't imagine why. You know, the concern of course is this has been open to the atmosphere for, I don't know, 14, 15 years probably, so you kind of think that all the seals and O-rings are probably gone if you pressurize this thing, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet, if it's even worth the effort. Take the T-bars out and enjoy the sunshine, I think, but we will address that as we go forward. Okay, so my plan of attack going forward. I'm going to start on each corner, looking at suspension, brakes. The brakes seem good. I'm just going to check for wear, things like that. The suspension, I'm pretty sure is actually worn out, because driving down, if you got in the grooves, tire grooves from where the trucks run on the road, it was dancing all over the place, which is usually a sign that the suspension's loose and the geometry's changing. You get basically bump steer, which was pretty horrible. So we're going to take each corner, we're going to put a bushing kit, I suspect, on all of them, get all that looked after. The shocks are, from the ride I had there, are pretty well worn out. They are the electronic adjustable ones. From what I can gather, they're not even available anymore, nor the rebuild kits. So I'm suspecting I'm going to pull them apart and put KYB or something cartridges into them, and probably put them on a set of slight lowering springs, about an inch lower. And again, I'll keep the originals. Now the car can go back if somebody at some point ever wants to in the future. So we're going to do that all around. We'll flush the brake system out. We'll flush the clutch system out. Under the engine, we're going to do timing belt, of course, because that's a big unknown. We'll do timing belt, water pump, flush the radiator, fuel filter, plugs, oil pressure gauge is not working in the car. Mildly disconcerting at the start of the drive. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be the sender on the engine, so we'll get that sorted out. Detailing under the engine, of course, it just needs a huge clean everywhere. I'm probably going to pull the airbox out and the little resonator thing that's with it, and just put a cone cold air type filter on it. It's going to look tidier. We'll do that. So that's sort of the mechanical. That'll be my first step, getting all the mechanicals done on it. The next step is going to be going on to the interior. So seat reupholstery, carpets, hunting down trim, just taking everything apart, prettying it up, refinishing everything, and slowly work my way through every bit of trim on the interior there. And then when I get to the exterior, it is predominantly polishing, cut and polish. The black trim's going to get all redone. We got to deal with this spoiler at the back here. Somehow redo the antenna, of course, wheels and tires, paint the back bumper, as I've said. A couple of chips here and there that have to be dealt with, and then I got a couple of little things I want to do to it that's just gonna, I think, make it look a little nicer and still keep it close to original. My goal is, much like I did my old Rabbit GTI I restored, is it's gonna still look original when you see it, but it'll be a few little enhancements on it, make it a little more fun to drive. And yeah, this is going to be an epic project. I'm going to try and video it all the way along, show you guys the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups and downs, the I love the car, I hate the car thing that's going to go on. And yeah, please follow along, and we'll do this journey together as we bring this thing back to life. It deserves it. And the previous owner was really happy to know that it was going to be restored, so that's what we are going to do. It is going to be one of the best looking when it's done. So I thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video or you're looking forward to this, hit like and subscribe. Check out all my other videos. There's lots of them there on the channel now. And as always, thank you for watching. Drive safe, everybody.